Brittany Griner has lost her mind. Now, we've seen her have issues with WNBA refs this season, Lord knows. I mean, hell, Kathy Engelbert and her bunch might kick them completely out of the league. But never fear, Brittany Griner, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Brittany Griner does what we call checking them boxes. If Caitlin Clark did this, if Lexi Hall did this, if Sophie Cunningham did this, they would be suspended for the rest of the season.
Brittany Griner's shocking outburst against a referee has sparked a heated debate across the WNBA. But this meltdown isn't just about a bad call. What if this one moment reveals a much deeper issue that's tearing at the heart of the league? Stay tuned to find out how officiating chaos is impacting players like Caitlin Clark and why change might be unavoidable. Imagine this, Brittany Griner, towering over the paint in a heated matchup against the Dallas Wings, had been battling for position all night. It wasn't just about scoring, this game had physicality written all over it.
Brittany Griner lost her mind last night on a WNBA ref. I almost said NBA ref. Lord knows, they ain't got that kind of skill. They ain't got that kind of skill. They ain't working with that. And Brittany is checking all the boxes. The woke trifecta. Keep in mind, we traded an arms dealer, the Michael Jordan, the Michael Jeffrey Jordan of Griner got thrown out last night.
Half game as a starter, Griner, no. Jones just pokes it away and then commits the foul. How about the effort by Haley Jones, and Griner wants the foul.
Elbows flew, players collided, and a rough pace hung in the air. For Griner, the intensity wasn't unusual, but as the missed calls began piling up, frustration started to bubble under the surface. A clear hack on her arm, no whistle. A shove mid-drive. Play continued. The longer the game dragged on, the thicker the tension on the court became, and Griner wasn't hiding her feelings. Things really boiled over in the third quarter. After a foul was called against her, a foul Griner clearly didn't agree with, emotions erupted. She approached the referee with visible agitation, gesturing and delivering what looked like a heated exchange of words. It was in these moments, as Griner turned to head back into position, that the infamous contact happened. To some, it looked unintentional, the brush of an arm during an already chaotic moment.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Something's got Brittany worked up. Something's got Brittany Griner worked up. She can't touch the refs, and she bum rushed the ref.
Talking to Angelica Suffering, I don't think she's going to get it, and she's going to get a tee. Now here it comes, and she's going to get another tee. She's gone.
She's gone with contact.
Made contact with Angelica Suffering.
Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? As you can imagine, there is a lot of response. To say that people clowned Brittany Griner is the understatement of the century.
To the officials, it was enough to merit an ejection. In an instant, the arena's atmosphere shifted. Gasps, boos, and stunned silence filled the air. Griner, tossing her headband to the floor in frustration, stormed to the locker room, leaving everyone buzzing. Among the players and fans, reactions told the whole story. Teammates gestured in disbelief, others debated the call with the refs, and fans lit up social media with outrage. Commentators labeled the situation a meltdown, but was it just that?
I'm just going to read a few, but my goodness, what is going to happen here? Inquiring minds want to know, Kathy Engelbert. Are you going to be too concerned with the reaction? You're going to be too afraid to actually do anything to Brittany Griner? I mean, seriously. Here we go. A little reaction. She was wilding on the ref for no reason. I wonder if it's the test from the old WNBA fandom, the old WNBA mafia, who likes to walk them streets, protest them streets.
Griner has always been known as a passionate leader who doesn't shy away from speaking her mind. This wasn't the first time emotions got the better of her, but this time, it wasn't entirely personal. Her reaction pointed to something bigger, how officiating in the WNBA has been repeatedly called into question.
Oh, God. Worst deal in recorded history. I'll stand by that. The only deal that might actually be worse than that is Deshaun Watson. That maybe that's the only other deal that's just as bad. Brittany said she is ready to return to Russia. We should hand her a one-way ticket. Oh, man. Woo-wee. Just upset about the sex test coming to the WNBA. Male aggression. I mean, I could have told you these comments were going to be out of control. He's mad.
Caitlin Clark, reigning college superstar turned pro, is another player who has publicly called out inconsistent calls, and she's far from the only one raising concerns. What we're seeing isn't just individual frustration, it's the cracks in a system many believe is failing its athletes. Could Brittany Griner's ejection be the moment that forces the WNBA to finally address its officiating problem? If you've been watching this season, you already know the frustration has been building for months. The issue isn't just about one bad game, it's about league-wide concerns that are impossible to ignore. Missed calls, inconsistent rulings, and a lack of transparency from officials have been under fire all season, leaving players fed up and fans exhausted. When officiating feels unreliable, trust between players and refs breaks down. That trust is everything in a high-stakes physical sport like basketball, and right now, it's shaky at best.
He needs to be thrown out of the league and sent back to Russia. Can we send him back? This is how a man behaves. You see that? Has emotional issues. Needs to be fined. Get her out of the W. About as feminine as Michael Obama. Ooh. Needs to go back to Russian prison. You knew this was not going to be good. Not going to be good at all.
Griner's outburst is just the latest example of how bad officiating tilts the entire game. When it feels like the whistle isn't fair, players lose their focus. Games stop being about basketball and instead become battles of frustration. And when things turn this physical, what do you get? You start seeing injuries, unnecessary altercations, and teams losing momentum.
Shouldn't be treating women like that in front of a national audience. Ooh, a lot of dudes and a lot of he's in here. I want to see how he, in caps, does in the NBA with the rest of the men. Oh man, Pops got ejected. Needs to calm down. Gay. Effing gross. Test him for steroids. Overly aggressive behavior is a sign. Oh.
These aren't just inconveniences. This level of inconsistency distracts from the actual game and drives fans away. It's a major credibility issue, and for a league trying to grow, that's a risk they can't afford. Griner isn't the only one calling attention to these problems. Earlier this season, Caitlin Clark's frustration made headlines for many of the same reasons. Her complaints about poor officiating have been echoed by other teammates and even coaches. It's like a growing chorus of voices demanding accountability, but the question is, will the league listen? Refereeing problems aren't new, but the stakes feel higher now. The WNBA is expanding, reaching new audiences, and inspiring young stars.
Brittany's been losing that mind a bunch this year. The only way the WNBA gets profitable is if Vince McMahon gets involved to crank the dial up to keep the stuff like this happening. That's one mean dude. Oh, practicing for the WWE. Testosterone tantrum. I could have told you this was gonna be epic. Usual suspect. WNBA is covered for this man's behavior for years.
Bad calls and uneven rulings are the last thing it needs. Fixing this isn't rocket science. Better referee training, upgrading replay systems, and enforcing stricter guidelines for contact are real, practical solutions. Players are pushing for these changes in private conversations with teams, and even in public comments. Imagine a league with officiating that players trust, where fans can enjoy the action without second-guessing every whistle. That's not just better basketball. That's the future the WNBA needs. Whether the league steps up or lets these frustrations keep boiling over is the question everyone's asking. Brittany Griner's outburst might go down as more than just a heated moment. It could be the wake-up call the WNBA desperately needs. When star players are visibly fed up, it signals a problem much bigger than one game. The league is at a crossroads. If it listens to players and takes serious action to fix officiating, it could open the door to fairer play and rebuild trust on the court. But if nothing changes, the fallout could hurt the league's momentum for years. The path forward is clear. What's uncertain is if the WNBA is ready to take it.